Hey there, good morning, everybody. Welcome. Actually, it's probably good afternoon now. Welcome here to the Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I'm the host of this show. So, this is the show that we have replaced this week. We have replaced it with next week. So, we're basically moved back a day. So, we're not doing this week, which we used to do on Sundays. We are now doing next week, which we're doing on the Saturday before the Sunday. I hope that's not confusing. Basically, I wanted to be able to talk about all the episodes and this to be the first episode kind of the week. So it's coming out on the Saturday, so technically speaking, I guess it's at the end of last week. Anyways, we're going to talk about the upcoming stuff for next week. This is episode number 2. And it will run from January the 11th through to the 17th for those of you who like numbers like I do. So the first episode will, of course, be the series episodes that we are running for the month of January, which is my 31 favorite rock albums of 1973. We'll have another seven more episodes for this week coming. I've got some interesting bands. I think this will draw a lot of interest. It's so far, a lot of people have been watching this month's episodes. I think this is one of the favorite years by a lot of people in rock history, 1973. Probably for most people, I think it kind of took off in the early 70s and went through to the mid to late 70s. Of course, the 60s were a big draw as well, but I think this is one of the bigger years. It's definitely one of my favorite years. Anyways, that's for the series we're running for the month of January, my 31 favorite rock albums of 1973. Next up on the day, of course, will be the Sunday Morning Breakfast Live, which is a new show that I started last week. Last week we kind of did a menage of things a little bit, talking about different stuff that we were going to be doing on this show. This week we're going to focus a little bit more on one particular topic, and the topic is going to be Boston. So I'm going to talk about my Boston collection. As it currently stands, I have 4 of the 6 Boston studio albums, none of their live stuff. The first 4, I'm okay with all of them. The last 2, I'm not such a big fan of, and that's part of the reason why I don't have them. But if I found them for a reasonable price, I might add them so I could complete my set. But anyways, that's what we're going to be doing for Sunday Morning Breakfast Live. We're going to be doing my Boston collection this week, Sunday at 9 a.m. Next up is Into the Progverse. We're going to be continuing with the series we've been running. I had planned to do 5 episodes in total. I may expand that to 6 episodes, but this week we're going to be doing the best prog albums, part 3, 1972. So that's the year we're going to do. Last week's episode did very well. A lot of people tuned in, not just to talk. There was a few people that tuned in to talk, but also to weigh in on the albums and to actually watch the videos. And I thought that was good. So this week we're going to be doing 1972. That'll be Sunday at 8 p.m. Next up is look back at a classic rock album. This is the oldest show on the channel. So this week we're going to be featuring this album. It's been on my playlist for a bit. I think it deserves finally to get some attention. We're going to be doing the Keys to Ascension Part 2. We're going to avoid the first disc, which is all live stuff, because I already done a live video on that. We're only going to be talking about the new studio tracks on the disc 2. And so we'll get into that, and that'll be my look back at a classic rock album, Monday at 8 o'clock. Next up is the mini-series that we've been doing called Questions. This will be I believe this is episode number 4 or 5. I think it's 4, actually. But I could be wrong because I thought last week was number 3, and I think that was number 4. I'm not 100% sure. Anyways, Ben, I haven't been able to get any information from Ben. Usually he puts it out, gives me that kind of information mid to late Saturday, so it may come out late then, and we'll be talking about that topic on Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Next up is Favorites, which comes out on Wednesday. I'm going to do just a one-off kind of 5 bands that are still touring. I wanted to talk about some of these iconic bands that are still touring. And I've picked 5 bands and just want to talk about how that's going for them or how it isn't going for them. So we'll do one of both, probably a little bit of both there. So that's for Favorites on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Thursday at 8 p.m., we're going to do the new Prog album. New Prog albums. This is a split-off series that came from What's New, so I'm doing one for all the other stuff called What's New, which will continue. We've been doing it for a few years now, and this new Prog one will just be Prog. I wanted to focus on just Prog. I don't want to be back and forth with both. So new Prog albums. The album I've chosen for this week is called Starset. Silos is the name of the album. We'll be featuring that one on New Prog Albums Thursday at 8. Next up is Who Did It Better? This is the other show that Ben does. He gives me a song and a couple of different versions of it by different bands, and then I have to pick one that I like the most. Again, I haven't received anything at this point because it's usually a little bit later in the day before I get that, but it's okay. When it comes, we'll put it in there and we'll work on that for the week. And that's Who Did It Better on Friday at 8 p.m. The last one went very well. I kind of enjoyed that because I like that song a lot by both versions of it. So if you want to go back and watch it, you can do that as well. Next up is, and that'll be Friday at 8, of course. Saturday, we have this episode, which will come next week on Saturday at 12, episode number 3, featuring January 18th to 24th. Saturday at 4 p.m., we are going to do Saturday in the Park, which is a show I'm doing once a month on the third Saturday of each month. This will feature this album. This is Playing the Fool. It's a live concert by Gentle Giant. Fantastic album. If you haven't heard this, you got to get this and listen to it. Or if you can find it online, YouTube, lots of YouTube versions of it, but it's really good. Featuring kind of their classic band, Derek and Ray Shulman, Kerry Minier, Gary Green, and John Weathers. This was post-Phil Shulman's period, but still really good stuff. I highly recommend the album. So that's what we'll be doing for Saturday in the Park Live. And that will come out Saturday at 4 p.m. And the last episode of the week is another episode called What's New. This is What's New 26. So all the albums that come out on this, like the new Prog albums, will all be from the year 2026, which is the current one we're in. The band I've chosen is called Bullet. The album is called Kickstarter. This is basically for those AC/DC fans who crave more AC/DC. This band is very AC/DC-like. I think you will enjoy it if you like them. So hope to see you all on Saturday at 8 p.m. for What's New. So that's it for today's episode. I will talk a little bit next week about what my series for the month of February is going to be, and I will also kind of give you the lowdown on what's going to be happening for the mini-series, which I'm going to be doing Thursdays. It'll be kind of like a Thursday 4 to 5 o'clock type of thing. It's going to be one episode per week every Thursday from that time period until all 7 of these mini-series are complete. And for those of you who haven't been following and don't know where I'm going with this, so basically we're doing a series for the 1950s, for the 60s, for the 70s, for the 80s, for the 90s, for the 2000s, and 2010s, where I'm going to talk about a select group of bands or artists that I think are influential for that period of time. So anyways, I hope to see you all next Saturday for another episode of Next Week. Take care and have yourself a good one. Goodbye.